What do you want?
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Packed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy. Stupid.
This Sunday, come on down to the Old Country Buffet Fairgrounds to witness Stupid to the extreme. We got No Comprende,
Taquitos,
The 10-Cent Bandit,
reuse and recycle,
and Wee Wee Girl.
Hey, get my math.
VIP meet and greet is at the tent, sponsored by the Shell Station down the street.
Not that one, the good one.
The Great American Stupid is brought to you by Curves for Women.
Take back the 9. Stupid. What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Talking Stupids on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
I'm Bear, and we were the stupid, so you don't have to.
We got some crazy stupid this week.
Ooh,
All American.
All American.
In honor of the DNC and the RNC doing American shit. We're going with All American Stupid.
And what more stupid can you get than a monster truck intro?
Not more stupid, but, well, you can. You can.
Oh, and we will find a way. This is just as the stupid ideas come to us. Like, oh, we should do that.
But we've also put up. We're going to put up the inspiration for the monster truck intro.
Yeah. So I mean, if growing up, I'm sure people have. If you're over a certain age, I'm sure you've heard the monster truck commercials that we spoofed in the intro. But we found one that's just like, oh my god.
Did you ever go?
I don't remember if I've ever been a monster truck, but I know I've been to like tractor pulls and demolition derbies and like figure eight racing. We
went to monster truck and I hated it.
Yeah?
It was because it was a Rosemont Horizon. It was on a Sunday.
Oh, what a coincidence.
And it was just loud loud.
Yeah.
And the whole place smelled like gas. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like thinking to myself, how is this legal? It's just nothing but like being like in the garage with the car running. It was terrible.
I feel like if someone just has to light a cigarette and then the whole place will blow up.
Yeah. We only went one time and this was when I was younger, but I hated it. It was way too loud and I just hated it.
See, I honestly don't remember if I went. I want to say that I might have, but I think it might just be mixing it up with all the other things I went to. Like,
right. But we saw Gravedigger, we saw Bigfoot, and it was like, oh my god. It was just loud and obnoxious.
In Minnesota, I have family and friends of the family that have like the kind of trucks that are set up that it's like, oh, this is essentially a monster truck.
Right.
This isn't Gravedigger, or Bigfoot, but this truck is like 3 times as tall as me. Tires are massive.
Right.
So it's like low-budget monster trucks. Like if you took your F-150 and raised it and put giant tires on it, it's like that kind of a monster truck. But I mean, when you're 6 years old walking around, you're like, oh my god,
that thing's huge. That's a monster truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it. Anyway, what do we got? What's our first story?
Well, I don't know if you'll be able to comprende this.
See.
But there is a teacher in Miami-Dade County.
Sure.
That was rejected from a job.
What? That's ridiculous.
I know. But is rejected as a job as a Spanish teacher.
What? That is also ridiculous.
I know, but she doesn't speak Spanish.
That is what?
That's pretty reasonable, isn't it?
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, so there's this...
I got fired from being a surgeon.
Oh, what happened?
I know. It turns out they found out that I have never done a surgery.
Well, I mean, everyone's got to do one eventually.
That's the thing. That's what I tried to tell them. The first time, everybody had a first time.
Right.
And if you would just let me cut into Mr. Leibowitz, then I will be a surgeon, and this will not be a problem.
Ugh, fucking rules, man.
I know. Dicks.
Tracy Rosner, a third-grade teacher of Coral Reef Elementary in Palmetto Bay, Florida. She applied for an extended foreign language track, which is something in the school where for 1 hour of the day they teach foreign language. and this isn't Spanish.
Okay.
And they want the person who's speaking Spanish or who's teaching Spanish to be able to speak Spanish, as opposed to someone.
Fascists.
I know. It's the worst. How are you gonna hold someone? Like, I've seen some pretty ridiculous things, like you must have 10 years experience on the job to get this job. You have to have a 4-year degree. You have to,
not have a criminal record.
You have to not have a criminal, like all these ridiculous things.
Ugh.
But then when they want to put out something like this is a job speaking
Speaking Spanish.
That's when you have to speak it while teaching it. Speeching. So when you're speeching Spanish, I feel great shame.
You should get out.
So when you're teaching Spanish, you have to be able to speak it as well.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Why would they expect that?
Why would she apply?
Because she said that she is qualified for every other part of the job except the Spanish, and they could just
Not qualified for the job.
Ooh. Like, wait, it gets better. Not only does she say she's qualified to do every other aspect of the job, but she also said that they can just hire someone to teach the Spanish portion of it.
That's what they're trying.
This is what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do.
I'm like, it's like when you're sitting across the table from someone and they're arguing and they make your point and you're like, yeah, and they're like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I do.
No, I know. No, I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you.
No, I'm telling you that I know.
No, I know that you're telling me. I'm telling you that I know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know.
No, I know.
No, I know.
Listen.
No, you listen.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Spanish for I know.
I'm aware.
I get it.
Si. Comprende.
Totes comprende.
Totes comprende.
So the district turned her down for the job.
Like you do.
And as any reasonable person would do, she immediately decided to sue them.
Uh-huh.
The lawsuit has alleged that aside from her lack of facility with the Spanish language, she was, quote, fully qualified for the job. But
she's not.
Yeah. They say, except for this one part. They actually put it in the lawsuit. This isn't her just saying, why don't you do it? This is actual lawsuit that says she's not qualified for the job, but she's fully qualified for the job.
So you'd like to sue the school board?
Yep.
And because they would not hire you to speak Spanish or teach Spanish.
That's correct.
We call it the lawyer term is speeching.
Oh yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
No.
You don't?
Nope, not at all.
But you want to sue them because they won't hire you to teach it?
Absolutely. I'm a fully qualified teacher. I'm fully qualified for that job.
You're qualified to do part of it.
No, I can do all of it except for the stupid Spanish part.
Okay, so that's like 99.9%.
It's for an hour out of the day. They can just hire someone else to do that.
But they're trying to.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm not sure you're understanding.
Listen, this is because I'm white, and this is racist.
But you don't speak Spanish.
I know.
No, I know you don't speak Spanish.
No,
you just said.
No, I know.
So you want them to hire you?
The county is mostly Spanish-speaking people. I'm in the minority here. This is a hate crime.
Did they hurt you in any way? Did they hit you?
No.
Okay.
They said I couldn't have the job, and they made me do more work.
Because that's not necessarily a hate crime.
Yeah, they didn't hire me because I'm white and don't speak Spanish.
Right, but that would be...
That's racist.
It's not.
That's racist.
It'd be one thing if they didn't hire you to teach Spanish and you spoke Spanish, but they did not hire you because you were white.
I don't speak Spanish because I'm white.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought this was America.
I'm going to sue you for having to talk to you for the past 5 minutes.
Okay, well then I'm suing you for not letting me sue someone.
That's not a real thing.
Well, her lawyers actually said that she was denied the job, quote, because of her race and national origin as a non-Hispanic individual who was not a fluent and native Spanish speaker.
Can we talk about lawyers for a second?
I would love to talk about lawyers for a second.
They will just take a case
and
go, you know what? Don't worry about it. we'll fix it. We'll make it happen. But then it doesn't happen, and she still has to pay them.
Oh yeah, they're getting their billable hours. They have someone that is adamant about wanting to sue someone because they've been wronged, and because this country is just everyone sues everyone for everything.
Everything.
Like anytime you see a video online of an altercation, if someone took someone's parking spot, or if you cut in line, I'll sue you. I got this on video. I will sue you. I'm like, sue him for what?
Yeah.
Because he parked where I wanted to park. Okay. And somewhere there's a lawyer that's like, sure, if you want to pay, $450 an hour,
yeah,
let's do this.
Do this thing.
I'm like, win or lose, I'm getting paid. That is not one of those lawyers that will take money out of the settlement. They're like, you better pay up front.
Yeah. I used to go for the club that I worked for. I used to go and I was like a professional witness. Like somebody would have to cut, like I'd see the fight and I'd have to go and talk to them, and I'm just like, you got stupid drunk on Friday night.
So you did this for the club? Was this a fight club?
No.
Okay.
If it was, I wouldn't be able to talk.
I was just making sure. We're throwing it out there.
I would not be able to talk. No, this was a nightclub.
Okay.
Which sounds like fight, but it's not.
Okay. So you worked at a nightclub, and because you witnessed a bunch of drunken people fighting,
they would send me because I was articulate. I could talk. I'd be like, yeah, that guy hit that guy. So I would actually get to clock in essentially for I had to go early in the morning and go to the courthouse and just sit there and be like, somebody from the club here? Yeah. Well, what'd you say? That guy hit that guy. Okay. In fact, very recently, at the bar that we go to, somebody hit somebody with a car.
Okay.
Then got out and wanted to fight that person.
Because he hit him?
Because he hit him with a car.
So if I hit you with my car, I'm going to get out of my car and try to fight you.
Try to fight that person
for being a victim.
He then, after the altercation, they tried to get the car and him out of there, and they didn't get out or whatever. Later on, where we work, a police officer showed up to get my account because someone had said that I had seen it.
Okay.
Somebody, because I had talked to the people in the bar about it. I said I saw the whole thing. He hit him with a car. So I thought when the police officer showed up, it was because the guy who got hit with the car is suing.
Okay.
That's not the case.
Oh, my God.
The guy who hit the other guy with the car sent the police to come talk to me.
About?
To find out what I saw. Which was him hitting someone with his car.
So he sent the police to gather evidence against him.
Essentially.
Wow.
I don't know if he knew that was going to happen, but...
Oh, so what was his deal? Like, in his mind, he thought the guy jumped behind him or something? Or jumped in front of him?
No, because the whole thing was he got out, and then the one guy punched him in the face because he hit him with the car.
Yeah, if someone hits me with the car, I'm probably going to punch him.
I'm probably going to punch him in the face.
I figure it's a fair trade.
He got out of the car and be like, what's going on, bro? He got knocked out.
Okay, so that's why he wanted the cops, because he was assaulted and got his ass owned.
Yeah, but it was bad. So I told the cop, I was like...
yeah, he got hit, but he threw the first punch. Could you describe the first punch? It was a Taurus?
But yeah, so that was the best part, is that he essentially sent him to get together evidence against himself.
Well, that's just great. That's some weapon-grade stupid right there.
It is.
Yeah, this lawsuit, they're talking about the population in the Miami-Dade County. The census data shows that about 2/3 of the area's population are Latino or Hispanic. So because of that, denying Rosner the job because she doesn't speak Spanish amounts to employment discrimination on the basis of race and national origin.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
Called not being able to do the job.
The mental gymnastics, they're like, that's impressive.
I know, yeah. That's sometimes when you see somebody lying and they're almost convincing you. You're like, God, if I was stupid, I would buy that.
Not even if you're stupid. Like, if you know for a fact that someone's lying, but if they're really convincing about it, like, man,
I believe
if I didn't know the fucking truth,
right? That's the said. I believe that you believe it.
No, I believe it.
But I believe you that you believe it.
Oh, shake a circle. And we're back to square one.
Back to square one. Almost like recycling.
Yep. Just like recycling.
Just like recycling.
Are you familiar with a little show called Seinfeld?
Is it Seinfeld?
Maybe.
It's a show about nothing.
Oh. Well, then I don't think we should even do the show.
No, but it's one of those things. It's a show.
Well, okay. So yeah, there's an episode of Seinfeld where Kramer and Newman decide that they're going to do the Michigan bottle recycling run, because you get, if you look on cans, it says, 5 cents if you recycle it here,
right.
10 cents if you recycle it in Michigan.
Right. This gets me to save big at Six Flags.
Ooh, those Coca-Cola cans. So instead of recycling, you're just going to go to an amusement park.
Yep.
That's fine.
I'm helping the earth.
Someone's got to. But yeah, so they made a whole episode about just trying to get this job done. And they realized at the end of it was ultimately, the cost wasn't worth all the hassle. Now with them, it was a completely different situation where you have someone borrowing a mail truck, making a run in the middle of the night, filling it up, and it goes crazy.
Right.
This wasn't nearly as bad, but there is a guy that had a Michigan man named Brian Everidge is currently facing a $5,000 fine and up to 5 years in prison for attempting to cash in more than 10,000 bottles of cans.
Why is that a prison? Why is that illegal?
Well, because what they're saying is it's a redemption fraud of the state.
But it's not. I mean, he's got to redeem.
So I tried looking into this of what happened. There's another story that this is back from 2013. They're talking about how the state loses $10 to $13 million a year to fraudulent redemptions, because I guess one of the things is these cans, like if you buy them in Michigan, you recycle them in Michigan, so that I guess the pricing works out that way. So like when the money you save, you get on the recycling is supposedly built into the cost of the product when you buy it originally.
For the taxes.
So it's kind of like when you go to Aldi and you get a shopping cart, you have to use a quarter.
Right.
You get the quarter back when you're done. So they're essentially renting these cans, like the 5 cent extra tax. Michigan does 10 cent, whatever. But when you buy them, if you were to buy them in Illinois and try to redeem them in Michigan, you're essentially getting double your return back.
Okay.
So it's considered a fraudulent return because you should be recycling it in Illinois where the taxes for that have gone to.
Right. Okay, so, that makes sense.
Yes. It's a little weird to, like...
Isn't the burden on the state, though, to prove that those...
And they have taken measures to take care of this.
What, is there like a serial number or something?
It's funny you say that, because they actually have gone through and done things to mark cans that are in Michigan only.
Okay.
They've gone so far as to have machines built that would read the cans to see if whether or not they were a Michigan can or not. They said it's a $5,000 machine upgrade for vending machines. Let's see.
So what is it, like stamp it on the way out or something?
Containers were given Michigan-specific marks. Vending machines used in stores to count the cans and bottles were formatted with new technology to read the mark and reject cans that came in from across the border.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was... I mean, it was eventually shut down.
So you put it through a machine. You don't... So it's like a Coinstar.
Kind of.
But with cans.
I guess.
Okay.
I've never brought cans in to get recycled, so I couldn't tell you.
But that was my thing. Is my whole so imagine this. So, like you watch like Hoarders. Okay. So you're in charge of old lady was a hoarder. You're in charge of cleaning out her stuff. She seems to collect nothing but aluminum cans or whatever. You decide to try to take those in, and you could be arrested for it.
If you bring out-of-state cans to Michigan,
right,
you can get fined and arrested for it.
Wow.
because it's considered defrauding the government.
Just get a job, bro.
This is his job. Well, it's not his job, but
his job.
Yeah, they say they lose $10 to $13 million a year, according to the most recent 2007 estimates from Michigan Beer and Wine Wholesalers Association. So apparently, what they do is you have to take these cans in to distribution centers, or distributors pick up the containers people drop off at stores and pay the store a dime for every container. If the distributor picks up more bottles and cans than it left, the likely result of a fraudulent redemption, the distributor is left in the hole. If the distributor picks up fewer cans than it dropped off, the money does not go back to the store, or the money that does not go back to the store is sent to the state. And 25% of that money is sent back to retailers, and 75% of it is put in a fund that pays for things like environmental cleanup.
Wow.
So
the can fund.
So when the distributor drops off 1,000 cans this week, but then they pick up 14,000.
Yeah.
That's likely from someone coming, here, have all my out-of-state cans. Because unless someone is, like you said, hoarding all these cans,
right,
it's probably like a result of fraud. And they even have things where they'll watch people pull in and out of these places, and you show up with couple 100,000 cans.
Right.
They'll look at like, oh, you have a fucking Wisconsin license plate. That's
yeah.
Most likely that's fraud, unless you just moved here, somehow have a problem where you can drink all this without updating your license plate in time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like there's no way that this could happen, but chances are it's not going to happen. Like in 2008, Michigan passed a law to have a special mark on the Michigan cans and bottles. So they took effort to do it, but then they realized the court shut it down eventually because they realized it was infringing on interstate trade. You know, so they can't, interstate business. So it would just kind of, it causes more concerns. Right. It causes more headaches to people.
Then it settles more problems.
Yeah, so in the eyes of the state, it's, well, we'll lose $10 to $13 million a year on people defrauding us, but, you know, all these businesses won't be up in an uproar trying to remove us from our jobs.
Yeah.
So
there's that. It's like, what if you just drank all of that? Like, you just really like soda.
I mean, you can really like soda, but if you're going to drink that much, I feel like you should probably get your money's worth by having 2 liters.
True.
Are 2 liters the most efficient way? I don't know the cost per unit, but like
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't drink soda to know the prices of things anymore. When I was still buying soda, you could just go to the store and get a 2 liter for 99 cents.
True. Well, I mean, 24 pack is like $5, $5.49. So
I'm sure if you did the math, or you can just go to Jewel and see how much the price is per ounce.
There it is.
But now they have those things where it's like, if you want this for $1, you have to buy 10 of them. I'm like, I'm not going to buy 10.
Right.
Just so I can have one of these for $1.
Well, that's my other thing, is a lot of times they're like, yeah, you know, you can get another Coke for $1. I'm like, I don't want another one. I got one. That's all I need. Leave me alone.
Yeah, he said he was pulled over for speeding. This is the gentleman from Mr. Everidge. He was pulled over for speeding, and his rented truck was discovered to have more than 10,000 cans from various other states. Everidge told the officer he picked them all up from Kentucky, and, quote, his intent was to return them. He just didn't say where he was going to return them.
Okay, so he hasn't committed a crime yet.
Right. You know, and his attorney has argued the ambiguity is like, listen, he didn't say he was going there. He just said he was going to recycle them. You know, he didn't.
Yeah.
All he said was, I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to go do this where it's illegal.
Right. You can't potentially commit a crime. You have
like saying, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Perfectly fine. If I say, I'm going to go to the bathroom in the middle of a park, that's illegal.
Right.
So just because you're doing something doesn't mean it's illegal.
Right.
But yeah, the lawyer says he's not actually guilty of anything and therefore shouldn't have to stand the trial. But the judge doesn't see it that way because he said there's probable cause that he violated Michigan's strict state law against
it. That judge is in the pocket of Big Recycle.
I love the way they worded this. He violated Michigan's strict state law against taking advantage of its love of recycling and looseness with dimes. But yeah, in the end,
it kind of sounds like slutty dimes.
yeah.
Ooh, look at those loose dimes.
Oh, you want some loose slots?
You want some loose slots? Yeah. So many slots.
But the author of this went to a law professor for comment, and saying that he's.
The guy says, "I don't.
He's
I don't
unlikely.
teach the law,
he's unlikely to.
but I'm fully able to do the job."
Well, what's your background with the law?
I do not have any background with the law.
Now you're hired. Yeah, the law professor, Peter Heading, says he's unlikely to receive jail time, but he'll probably receive a good enough fine, probably around $1,000 or so. So that way, the whole trip in the end wasn't worth it. He rented a truck, so you got that fee. You got the miles. Like, he picked him up in Kentucky. So you got to figure he probably filled up his gas tank. If it's from point to point or if it's there and back, the round trip's going to cost way more in gas.
Right.
So if he's going to drive all the way there, let's say the truck costs $200.
Right.
Gas with that thing will probably cost you another $200 if it's round trip.
Right.
Because those things do not get good gas mileage. So you're up to $400 out of pocket right now.
Right.
You're thinking, oh, I'm going to go get $1,000 from this. Then you get a $1,000 fine.
Right.
Now this dude's in the hole, and he has to pay a lawyer.
Yeah.
So this dude just had to pay probably a good $2,000 for a terrible life story.
But a great anecdote.
Speaking of great anecdotes.
Great anecdotes.
Have you ever gone to a hibachi grill?
I love a hibachi grill. They do the onion volcano.
Mm-hmm. And they also do they start off as the onion volcano, but then they can also do the thing where they turn into a train.
Turn into a train.
That's
right.
It's great. It's a dinner and a show. If you go to these places,
I am always hungry after I leave.
If you've never been to a hibachi grill like this is the kind where you sit down. They have like 8 chairs around a flat top grill.
It's weird because you got to sit with people you don't know.
Yeah, if you have a big party, you can just all take the table up and it's fine. But if you show up just 2 of you, you're gonna sit with a bunch of strangers, possibly a birthday party for a 6-year-old who won't shut up.
Yes.
So hibachi at your own risk.
Right.
But
however,
they'll have about.
There's one down the street. Across the street from Jewel. I've never been.
Sounds riveting.
It's owned by the same people who own Domo, so it's not terrible.
Well,
but I've just never been.
That could be their bastard stepchild.
True.
So they have about 8 chairs that sit around a flat top grill, and they have a chef that does all these tricks. Like he does the spinning.
Sometimes Chinese, sometimes a Mexican guy.
Sometimes a white guy.
I've never seen a white guy.
I think I've seen one once.
Yeah.
But that also reminds me of The League when they got the white sushi chef, and it was what's his name from Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah. I actually prefer. Sometimes I prefer Mexican chef to the Chinese. Although I went with a girl to a date and she insisted that he had to be Asian.
Wow. So she's
not because she doesn't like Mexican people, but because she believed that it had to be. It was more legit.
So she definitely is Ruxin then.
Yeah.
Didn't want the white sushi chef.
Yeah.
Man. Did she like cause a scene?
No, she just make sure we get the table with the Asian guy.
To you or to
To me.
Okay. I thought she maybe say it to the host like, hey, psst.
No. She's like, make sure. I'm like, I'll figure out how to do that.
Most of the time they're not even at the table. Like you get seated and then they show up.
No, they were at the table.
Oh,
they were there.
I've only gone a couple times, and both times it was like with a group of people.
Right.
So we all just showed up, and then they show up with a little cart of all the food, and they cook it all, and they do fun designs on the grill. They do fun tricks.
Mm-hmm. They put the egg. They spin the egg.
Yep. They flick food into everyone's throat or in their throat. Well, because every time they do it, I'm just right
in the throat.
Picture someone throw it and it just goes straight in their mouth because they don't know how to catch things.
Right.
So like, everyone's sitting in their chair and they'll fling little pieces of shrimp for everyone to catch. They'll throw it up and catch it in their hat or their pocket. They just waste half the food. And like every time they're doing it, I'm like, listen, bro, just give what you're going to throw, put it on my plate.
Right.
Because I guarantee you it'll
Just
go
shrimp up in your hat. That could be...
Yeah, I'll eat that, but I'd have to go across the grill to get it.
Right.
And you seem to be throwing around shit that catches on fire quite a bit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So there's a place called Hibachi, Wasabi Japanese Steakhouse, which is a chain because I'm pretty sure we have this exact one in the area. Like the same text. Like I looked at the building and I'm like, that looks like
familiar.
Yeah. And plus, I think it's a huge chain because I've seen this item before in videos of people going to Hibachi and they bring it out. Like, oh, it's funny. One of the little tricks that they do, Jesus, it looks like murder outside.
Yeah.
One of the little tricks that they do is they have a little squirt gun that's shaped like a boy.
Squirt guy.
It's a little squirt guy. And when you... It's one of those weird devices, like when you have things where if you like push on the head, maybe a chocolate-covered raisin come out of the butt. It's like, ooh, it's funny. This little thing, if you pull down his pants, he squirts water at you as if he peed on you. So it's a little squirt gun made to look like a little boy peeing on you. And they use this to kind of just, fuck around with people, and there's never been an issue.
Until.
The wee girl. Isabel Lassiter.
Isabel Lassiter.
From Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Oh, good Lord.
She has...
Like I said, I've been watching a lot of Justified, so I'll be able to get that accent.
She said that she was sexually assaulted when the toy squirted water on her face.
Sexually assaulted?
Yeah, I mean, there's a video with it. We'll share the link because...
Oh, God, the people.
You have to see this. She looks like the kind of woman that wants to complain at a restaurant for anything, but at the same time, she also looks like she might like getting peed on.
But why does it go there, though? I mean, it'd be like, that thing peed on me, blah, 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 blah. No. They sexually assaulted me. It's like...
The rationale, too,
what?
by her, I assume it's her husband. Yeah, well, so they were with their children and their grandchildren. So this is a whole family event. So yeah, it was her husband. He said that, you could cut the little plastic piece off. It doesn't matter. You still know that he's peeing on you. So because there is no, the little squirt toy is not anatomically correct. He said it is still able to sexually assault you. I never thought I would say that a squirt gun assaulted me.
Well, no, okay, but that's not the word. That's not the problem. The problem is the use of the word.
Oh yes, the
sexual.
Sexually assaulted.
That thing sexually assaulted me. Because they could get as mad about just as a...
Yeah, okay, I will say that.
But the fact that they are quantifying it to be something sexual...
Yes.
Is weird to me.
It's weird to everyone. The owner was like, I don't know, I apologize all the time, and they have since changed their process to asking people if it's all right, if they want to see the squirt gun.
So do you mind if I pee on you? I would like to talk to a manager.
I mean, what's the problem?
Well, I do declare, my lady and I...
Excuse me, folks, he's declaring.
I do declare my lady and I are out for a anniversary dinner. We were very happy to come here to partake upon your Asian delicacies.
Well, we welcome you to this beautiful Hibachi Grill Wasabi Japanese Steakhouse in Hibachi.
Well, while I do appreciate that, I will say that we were not necessarily welcomed by your chef, who has decided.
Oh, did he not welcome you? Did he not say hello?
He did. He said something in another language, which I could only imagine to be hello. However, my dear wife Isabel was sexually assaulted by your chef.
Oh my word! I am so sorry. What happened?
He used that little fella to pee on her.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that he peed on her?
No, I'm saying the little fella. I'm not sure if he has a name or what his name is.
I don't think he names his little fellow.
I'm saying the little person with the yellow hat.
Sir, that's a penis.
No, I'm that person right there. You see,
so you can't just point at people and say that person.
I'm saying he has a small statuette of a little boy.
Oh yeah, the little squirt guns.
Yes, I'm not sure if he has a name or a moniker, as it were. However, I will say he sure does pee on people, and my wife has been sexually assaulted, and we demand reparations.
Oh, sir, it's not a sexual assault. We will be the judge of what is sexual and what is not, my friend. So there's no penis on him. It's a squirt gun that's been shaped that way.
You do not need a penis to sexually assault someone.
But, I mean, that's true.
I once had a dog, and that dog's name was Trigger, and Trigger would hump a leg, and he did not have a penis.
The dog didn't have a penis?
The dog did not have a penis.
Why didn't the dog have a penis?
Because he did not have one. He did not come with one.
I believe that's a female dog.
Do not tell me about my dog and my dog relationship.
You had a relationship with this dog.
And my experiences with said dog. However, I do know that Trigger would, from time to time, sexually assault my leg, just as that young man has sexually assaulted my wife. Honey, tell him.
He peed on me.
Okay, that's enough talking from you. Did you hear her?
Yeah.
Did you hear how aroused she is?
But, sir, it's not actual
pee. Do you hear how aroused she is?
Sir, she's, I'm sure...
assaulted. Sexually. Anyway.
Man.
It's just ridiculous. The calling of it is sexual. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
There are so many people that get sexually assaulted for real that don't get any attention. that need taken care of.
We're going to put the video up, too. The guy looks like... Oh, the hair on that. It's like a mullet / ponytail /
I don't know.
Ferret pelt.
Like, if you went to a bowling alley in the 90s, you saw this dude's hair.
Yeah.
On all the women. But yeah, man, to claim this toy is sexually assault. I mean, I've had customers complain about a lot of things.
It's the word sexual that gets me. Like, why did they go straight for that?
Well, it gets her too, okay?
Oh, it got her. It doesn't make any sense, though.
I mean, the general manager, he apologized to the family, and he's never had complaints about the toy before. I've seen this toy used in these situations, and they do things where they literally fill it with water. If they pee on the grill, it steams up. They pee on a little person, like, it's funny, you got a little squirt of water. It's not even as bad as a squirting flour out of a clown.
That chicken has been drinking that water for hours, and every time he does, he moons me. Just the chicken with the motion thing. I know. He knows what he's doing.
It's a pretty autoerotic move that he is doing.
He knows that he is trying to arouse me. And I will not have this while I'm eating hibachi.
Because then my little man will pee on my wife's face.
And then she will also, that she doesn't mind.
No.
But why is it sexual? Just gets me. It just gets me. I don't get it.
No, thank God there's a podcast about stupid things that you can talk about and vent your frustrations on.
Anyway, nonetheless. Super weird. Did they get anything out of it, or?
No, it's ongoing.
The investigation is ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is one of those things where they say the investigation is ongoing.
But it's really just the police laughing.
Yeah, they'll let's wait for 3 weeks. And then say we got no wrongdoing.
He's been put into WITSEC.
The little guy.
He saw something. It was something with the Yakuza. We can't talk about it.
Like,
however, he is sorry.
That one chef, he just switches it out to have like a super soaker, saying, well, this is what customers want now.
Anyway.
Kind of makes you want to blow up the world. But there is an actual really good ray of light this week.
What's that one?
I
don't even know about it.
Well, I mean, I shared it on my Facebook a few days ago. I was like, oh, we're just going to talk about this. So if you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was a couple summers ago, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yep.
From what I understand of it was, if you got challenged to do it, like someone would call you out when they did it, and you would either have to donate money or dump a bucket of ice on your head.
Or do both. I did both.
You did both?
Mm-hmm.
I did neither. Because I'll admit, I thought it was stupid. I was one of the people that was hating on it.
Hater.
Yeah, because I thought this is just something that people were doing for attention and that no one was donating money.
No,
as it turns out, quite a few people did donate money. Mm-hmm. Not nearly as many as that should have, but because of the Ice Bucket Challenge, with the money they got from it, the money got donated to the ALS Association. They donated $1 million from the Ice Bucket Challenge to the University of Massachusetts Medical School project MINE. It's MINE, but the E is capitalized at the end for some reason.
Right.
They recently discovered the gene that is responsible for ALS.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's pretty amazing. They identified gene NEK1, which its variants could provide clues to understanding and potentially treating familiar and sporadic ALS. So this Ice Bucket Challenge, with all the money that they donated for it, it was put to a good cause, and it was used in a way that was beneficial, and they fucking found what causes a bunch of people suffering from ALS.
Yep.
Like, that's the biggest thing with a lot of diseases, is they get this disease. First off, you have to figure out what the fuck it is.
Right.
That's a huge problem. I mean, it's getting less of a problem with the more medicine advances. People can identify things easier.
Right.
So once you identify it, you have to figure out what causes it. And that's a thing that most diseases struggle on because they don't know how to treat it. They can't figure out how it starts, so they can't figure out how it stops. I'm sure that people have been able to figure out a way to stop things before they figured out how it works, but this was something ALS was, you can't cure ALS, right? No. I'm pretty sure they can just have some treatments, but they don't really fix anything. They just kind of help you get along with your day.
Yeah.
As best as they can.
Right.
But now that they've figured out what it is that causes ALS, not all ALS, but at least some versions of it, they can go from there to help finding ways for treatment and who knows, maybe a cure.
Maybe a cure, or
maybe a vaccination.
Or at least know right off the bat that this person's going to have this so they could already start treatment.
So if you can test someone, when they're 6 months old, test it. If they have that marker
then they know.
In their system, then, hey, let's, they're not showing any signs now, but this is the course of treatment we need to go to make sure they have the most fulfilling life they possibly can.
Right.
And that's amazing. I was wrong.
There you go.
I thought the ice challenge was stupid. I couldn't be more wrong. I still think a lot of the people did it just for attention.
Oh, I'm sure, and
they didn't do it any money. Like, if everyone that I saw, not only in the videos, but all the people they challenge and tag, like, I've seen at least half of my Facebook feed 2 years ago was people doing the challenge.
Yeah. And
they each tagged 3+ people. So if every single one of those people alone donated $5,
yep, good amount of money.
That would have been way more money. And I don't know what the total amount was that got donated to the ALS Foundation, but they used $1 million of that to this. So maybe they only raised $1 million. Maybe they raised.
No, they didn't just raise $1 million.
Maybe they raised $100 million. I don't know what it was.
It was probably a good amount of money, but those people.
The fact that I'm one of those, I'm a results driven person. So right now there's a result. Hey, all this thing, no matter how stupid you thought it was, it worked.
Yep.
I'm wrong.
So it's a mixture of silver lining and a close encounter.
Man, I don't even say it's a close encounter. I will gladly admit that I'm wrong about something if I'm indeed proven wrong, because I'm so cynical about everything.
I know.
Because you hear about these terrible things with charities like Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah.
That just got recently outed as being not a good charity because they keep so much money.
And they spend a lot of it on, like, like, if your shirts and your hats are Under Armour,
yeah,
you're spending a lot of money on.
They've run into the same problem as the Susan G. Komen has, where they spend more money on trying to get more money than they do on fixing the problem they set out to.
Right.
I mean, there's a couple websites where you can check to see the charities. You can check to see the charities to see which ones are, I don't know if it's compliant or if they're not D-bags.
Right.
Like, here's a list of people that actually spend this money on research.
CharityDbag.com.
Yeah. But, like, a lot of charities, they think, like, oh, this has got to be a good charity. You look into it. They spend maybe 5% of the money that you're donating for research.
On research.
Goes to research.
Like, to have more parties and get people to come out.
Yeah, it all goes to, God, what is that fucking term called? Administrative costs.
Yeah.
The same thing we were trying to deal with fucking, like, ASCAP.
Yep.
The people that try to charge you a few $100s a month
to use
so you can play music like in a lobby or something. And you ask them for a breakdown, like, what does all this money go to? Does it actually go to the artist? And it's like a ridiculous. At least 2/3 of it is administrative costs.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck you.
So they can have jobs. I'm not gonna do it. Which is why our heavy metal music at the beginning was royalty free.
Royalty free.
Suck on that. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. Where can they find us online? You
can find us individually on Twitter at PatrickNewsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. You can follow us, the entire DVM production empire, at the DVMPE. You follow this podcast at Stupid's Tweeting, even though we don't tweet a bunch with it. You can look for us on Facebook at Stupid's Talking Stupid.
Yeah.
We do post quite a bit from there. So every time we run into a story, we're like, hey, we're going to share this picture, this video, this post. We will put it on there. We don't do it right away because we're recording this right now on a Thursday.
Yeah.
It'll go up maybe tonight, tomorrow morning. Probably start putting the stuff up around Saturday, just so that way people have a couple days to listen to it.
If you have anything you want us to talk about, send it to us and message us. We don't get any messages.
Yeah, it's quite lonely. I get text messages, but I don't get messages to our actual Facebook page.
Go through the Facebook.
Feel free to, if you find some weird ass stories, you can share them on the wall.
Yep.
We're trying to get a nice little stupid community going on.
Stupid community.
Yeah, sponsored by Curves for Women.
And you can go and on to dvmpe.com and see all of our other podcasts. It is almost August, which means we've got about 2 more months before we're back at the Aerocast and the Flashcast. We may put together a little something saying like what we know so far about the upcoming season. So if you listen to Aerocast and Flashcast, something like that may be coming out soon. We got to figure it out. Other than that, that's going to do it for this week on Stupid Talking Stupid. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And we will talk to you later.
Stupid.